Is there a Lucifer storyline or character interaction you would have liked to see that you didn't?
I think we covered all bases. I really do. There was a point in it where I never thought we'd meet Dad, and then we did. And I certainly never thought we'd meet Mum, and we did.
Yeah.
And I certainly never thought I'd be a dad in the show, and I was. So I feel like we went full circle for sure.
Kendall L. Hey, Tom, what's the most challenging episode of Lucifer and why?
Oof.
The dance one?
No, that was the most fun. That was literally like going on holiday every day, just having a great time. Most challenging, gosh. I think certainly there was the end of season 5. So we'd stopped because of COVID, and then we had to come back to it. And the first thing we did was the kind of climax of the season 5 finale. And it was a lot of like physical stuff, a lot of stunt work. And we were shooting at the Coliseum in LA.
Yeah.
And it was
dreadful, cold, probably.
No, it was the opposite.
Oh, it
was the end of August, and it was absolute. It was about 115
and
degrees.
It's all just concrete.
It's all concrete, but we were on the field, and so there was no shade, and it was just brutal. It was brutal. And wire work and all sorts. It was like the most uncomfortable I've ever been on a set.
Oh. Would you do a Lucifer revival if they said, let's do a movie? We want to do a movie, a 2-hour movie, or one final thing. Is it something you would strongly consider, or you think, hey, let's put this to rest?
I certainly feel like on the TV front, we've like I said before, we covered all bases. I think that the only thing that would make me go back would be if it were a movie, and it would have to be good. It's not just doing it for the sake of doing it. It would have to be, we'd have to sign off on like what the script was and all those things, because I feel like one of the weird things, certainly about working over here, is there's so much. Like when you're somebody successful, people just want more. Whereas where I'm from, leave them wanting more is the motto. And it was never such a sort of financially, commercially based industry back in the UK.
Yeah.
So you don't, Miranda, for example, we only ever did 20 episodes in total. And it's still iconic, and it still has an afterlife that people revisit. But the reason we only did that many is because Miranda didn't want to do anymore. And she didn't want to write anymore because it took so much out of her. She wrote all the episodes of it, and she felt like she'd done it. And, to beat it around the head and dilute it as a product just for the sake of making more and more and more and more, she didn't want to do that. And I had so much respect for her for making that decision, because the BBC were desperate for it.
Wow.
And I strongly believe that. Leave them wanting more.